Yeah, hello and good evening to question and answers on DeFiChain with DC and Lord Mark. Hi, everybody out there. Hi, DC. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi.
Right. The first Q&A session. I have to check my YouTube. There is sound on.
There is
Right.
sound on. We are
No.
live?
Yeah, we are live.
Okay.
I had both sounds, our intro and the
Okay.
playback on YouTube. We are live. Right.
Fantastic,
First Q&A
fantastic.
session.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, not the first one, but the first real one, right?
The real one, totally unprepared. I have not looked on the questions. That will be interesting. And we have not really time. So 62 questions are on Mentimeter posted in the last days and voted. And we try to do our best to answer them, right?
Exactly. So time is set for 60 minutes, and we're gonna see how far we get in 60 minutes. And we start the ideas. We start with the top voted questions, top down. So the question who got the most votes are the ones who gonna answer first. And then, if we're out of luck and we're out of time,
Right.
yeah, whatever. Are you ready? Should we start?
And I posted a link in the live chat so everyone is able to vote. Still vote, yeah. So if you have a look down to the lower questions, you can
So
vote
it can
them
change.
up.
Okay.
And if you like this session and you want to have another one in the future, we said we need 500 likes for the video.
Absolutely, because
So-
it's 2 o'clock in the morning in Singapore, and I'm not doing this under 500 likes again.
Okay.
Thanks, DC. Great timing. So, okay, then should we start? Let me see that I find you the first question, and then we go. Okay.
Okay, first question, status of the stolen dBTC. How much has been recovered by exchanges? How much have the exploiters returned themselves? How many people have been identified? 1 million DeFi from CFP, 22, 02, 14.
These are
Mark.
actually 4 questions, so not one question. Okay, guys, I know you're all really excited. I know this is a really burning topic, like the question mark here in the background beside us. The big problem with this situation is that this is an ongoing investigation, and the lawyers really told us not to talk about anything. I hope you understand that. Imagine you play a chess game against a good opponent. You really don't want to reveal the moves you've done, the next moves you want to do, and where you're at. And that's why everything has to be as vague as possible. Sorry, no update. There's gonna be a full disclosure of everything as soon as we reached the goal. So, yeah, first question answered, I hope.
Good. Next one.
When will the developer try to fix the non-constant block times? It would be very useful for man user, especially for the light wallet user, if the block time is way more constant, DC.
Honestly speaking, no idea if they're working on this topic. So the early community members may remember that we have this speedy miners and they attract the block time. So at the moment we see always a couple of blocks more or less at the same time, and then we have to wait. No idea if they're working on them. And also to be said, exact block time of 30 seconds will not be there. So there's always some kind of deviation. It depends on how fast do a masternode find a block, like also on Bitcoin. Yeah, here sometimes the blocks needs very long to get found.
Fantastic.
Answered?
Answered. I think so.
Cool.
Next question. How would you respond to this critic? The only demand for D-token comes from people setting up liquidity pools for high return. In this way, the D-token ecosystem is not sustainable long-term, DC. What would you say?
I would say currently mainly the most persons would go into D-tokens because of liquidity buying, but we also see some front runners in case of announcements. Then you can use the opportunity to front run the markets if they are closed, and we see that people are trading these tokens. And the next thing is, if we see the options trading, the D tokens will also be used. So we see more and more use cases around the D tokens, and they will strengthen the system.
Good answer. Good. Next one.
Next one.
Are the DeFi chain developers employees of Cake DeFi? If yes, is there a conflict of interest?
They are paid by Cake DeFi, yes, but the teams are completely splitted, to my knowledge, and they are not sitting together. They are not working for the one and the other. They are completely separated. It's just Cake who pays the core developers.
Absolutely right. There's a company called Birthday Research. They are funded by Cake DeFi.
Right.
And yeah, like you said, separate teams. Absolutely. Next one. Okay, mich würde eure Einschätzung zu den nicht gedeckten. Okay, I would like to get your estimation or your insight on the non-backed DUSD and D token. I would be interested to hear your opinion on that. What risks are coming out of that from your personal opinion? It would be really interesting to hear an expert giving an answer to that question. DC, you're the expert here.
Okay, so the main risk in situations where we see big changes in the capital inflow or outflow, right? In the inflow case, we see the big premiums on the D tokens, and the same happens in the case of capital outflows. We see the discounts. So the system is not very dynamic, so the adaptation needs time. I think that's the main risk from my point of view.
Yeah. Okay. Good answer. Next one, DC. What will happen when there is no more block reward of DFI? Yield will be zero. What incentives to keep liquidity provider to stay in liquidity mining? Good question.
Good question and easy answer. The commissions. So if you swap D tokens or cryptos on the DEX, you have to pay 0.2% of commissions, and these will be distributed to the liquidity provider of the current or of the pool you used. And I want to add something. The masternodes are also incentivized if the block reward goes zero with the transaction fees. Yeah, you also have to pay transaction fees for every interaction with the blockchain, and these are also distributed to the masternode who found the block where the transaction is included.
Absolutely, and that this is not wishful thinking we see, for example, on PancakeSwap, where there are pools, where there are no rewards distributed. There are many exchanges out there, right?
Just go onto my dashboard, DeFiChain Analytics, have a look on the DUSD pool last week with this Terra Luna situation, and you see the commission part in the RPR visualization. It was more than half.
Cool. Next one. Question number.
Okay, your question. When will be the future swaps available in the Light Wallet for mobile? And the answer is
okay, you picked a good one. Soon. So
soon.
No, the core development team said actually until end of the month. So hopefully this is really going to happen. I'm pretty positive. I think that's a very, very conservative answer that they gave me. I think we're going to see this. So I think next week, latest beginning of the following week. So until the 30th of May, it should be included. Finally.
Good.
Is there a roadmap to have DFI and even D tokens available on other exchanges, DC?
If it is a real roadmap, I don't know. To my knowledge, David is in contact with many exchanges to get DFI listed. I think for the D tokens is a little bit special. We need one exchange as a kind of front runner who will list it, because here we have the question, is it a security or is it not a security? I think here the one or other don't feel very comfortable and say, maybe not. But I think it's just a matter of time.
Exactly. Good. And one more thing with DFI, we have now DFI on BNB Smart Chain as well. So that could be also an option maybe to list us on the Binance Smart Chain. So let's see what happens there.
Again, a question for you. How many BTCs have been missing since the dBTC exploit? Is anyone working on gathering the number? How many have already been added with the agreed measures?
Okay, so there were estimations how many dBTC are missing. I think it was Dominik Pfaffenbauer. Patrick or Dominik Pfaffenbauer wrote a blog post about that. That's available. Check that out. There have been calculations about that. Anything else is still an ongoing process.
Good. Then next one.
If DUSD is a hybrid algorithmic stablecoin, can bank runs happen? If so, what mechanisms are in place to prevent it?
Bank runs can more or less always happen. If everyone is leaving a system, it will go to zero. Also, if everyone will now sell DFI, it will go to zero.
Is this gonna happen? Will this gonna happen?
There's a probability for sure, but a very small
It's very
one.
unlikely,
Very unlikely, because in the case a lot of capital flows out, the liquidity mining rewards will go up, and this will attract new capital to flow in. The mechanisms we have a short-term mechanism or measure which is increasing the loan interest. Here, the people have to pay back their loans. This only works in the case we have some loans open. If all the loans are closed and we only have this DOC without loans, then we have to increase the burn fee swap. Now we increased it to 0.5%. If we increase it more, maybe 10%, you will dramatically reduce the number of token, and then you create a new demand for the people still in the system.
Yeah. So there's definitely not that risk that we've seen in Terra and UST. And there's a very interesting proposal from Yusin also. He posted it on Reddit. So go there and check that out. Like the mechanism, how this could be even more stabilized. It's an interesting read. I think we're gonna do a couple of more tweaks on the system, but we are not so in danger like UST. Actually, I don't see danger, even with a slight discount at the moment.
Cool.
Good. Will it ever be possible to stake in the vault? That would be a win-win situation for everyone. We could combine this with a burn process that automatically burns 50% when staking in the vault.
I don't know if it is ever be possible. As a concept, you can think about. From the implementation side, I think it's a little bit complex. If you have a master node in a vault and then use it again. There are currently no plans, to my knowledge, to do it in this way.
I think that sounds pretty complex, huh? I mean, you need the collateral, the 20,000 DFI. They have to be in a vault, and you cannot take them out of the vault.
And what are you doing if your vault is be liquidated? Then normally your collateral is split up into tranches, and if it is a master node, you cannot split it because the coins are locked for 1,000 blocks roundabout. That's the time you need to shut down the master node. So in details, I see a lot of difficulties to implement it, and
looks like a not really feasible concept here, I guess. But interesting thought process. But
right. As an idea, interesting. From the implementation side, complex, and we have a lot of other things to be implemented. I think there are more from the priority more higher.
Absolutely. Cool. Next one, DC. Is the loose peg of DUSD to USD a bug or feature? As it is now, people who cash out during a panic falling DUSD are penalized, and people who provide capital are rewarded.
Good question. And if you think a little bit back before the DeFi burn, the DUSD was never $1. And then we saw it stabilized around the $1. And now with a discount, it's moving again away. I think a kind of fluctuation around the $1 is normal for such a kind of stable coin. And like mentioned, it's a good opportunity to enter the system because now with the discount, you get more D tokens. And if you are the one which is always moving in the other direction, then you can make additional profit. So go in when all is going out and go out when everyone is going in.
Yeah, I maybe would like to add. A lot of people wonder why is DUSD trading in a slight discount, right? All the assets, all the stocks out there, they were selling off. So you need less DUSD at the moment to
Right.
put it together with the D tokens as well, right? So there's a surplus on DSD and DUSD there. As soon as stocks will go up, this will regulate itself because you need more DUSD at the moment as well, right? So it's not only that people leave the system, the D token also decreased in value, and this is of course a little bit for us suboptimal, right? If the stock market would go up, that would regulate itself, maybe as a little addition. So it's not a bug.
Very good. Yeah. If the pools are going down in the price, you need less and
right?
have an overexposure. Yeah.
Cool. Next one. How many have you got so far, actually? It only says
50 are left. Yeah.
Oh, holy shit. Okay, good. Werden in der Zukunft neue Krypto... Okay, are there gonna be new crypto pools in the future? For example, BNB, DFI, Solana, Polkadot, Luna, etc.
There was also the question from community some time ago. Do DFIP, masternode should vote on, and if everyone says we need a BNB DFI pool, then we have to look how to set it up.
Good answer. So it's nothing set in stone. It's all flexible. How decentralized is DeFiChain now after 2 years of launching? I love that question.
Yeah, then answer it.
It's super, super decentralized. So I always compare it with one of the most loved projects in the last bull run, Solana, right? So we have DC, and you always beat me up for that if I say we have about 11,000 because you know the number exactly. How many masternodes do we really have now?
I had not in mind. Not looking on
more
it.
than 11,000 masternodes, and I think that's a very, very strong sign of of strong decentralization. Everything is voted by masternodes, so I would say the answer is absolutely yes. Of course, there are a couple of things that are maybe not fully decentralized yet, but the team is working on it. But I think compared to other projects, I haven't seen another project, maybe besides Bitcoin and Ethereum, that is similar decentralized.
One additional example, Terra Luna stopped the blockchain last week. This is nearly impossible on DeFiChain because you have to say every masternode owner to stop their masternode. If there is one remaining, that one will mint blocks. It will take longer because the difficulty is not adjusted. But as long as one masternode is running, we will mint blocks.
Very good point. I think that says it all. How centralized Luna was, for example. Cool. Oh God, my translation skills. Okay, who is behind Ocean and Jelly? Who provides the API infrastructure? Is this decentralized? Are there redundancies? Who is behind the Ocean Jelly again? Who provide? Also, that's the same question twice, actually.
Yeah.
Also, it's in English. Okay. Why do I translate it there anyway, Mama
So,
okay,
and you want to answer it, right? Because you were in contact.
So okay. Yeah, I can do it. Yeah. So at the moment, it is in some way centralized, but actually everybody out there can set up an Ocean and the Ocean API infrastructure. So the idea is, and people, there are communications between developers and community members actually to set up several Ocean API servers or instances to kind of decentralize that as well. At the moment, this is done by the same team. Yeah. So if you're interested, you want to run Ocean API, get in touch with the core development team. DC, when Atomic Swap 2.0?
No idea. I think there are currently no plans.
I was cheating. I ask you.
Okay, you ask. Okay, then
date. Because I said hopefully never ever again. Somewhere in 2022 was the answer. Yeah.
Okay, but still.
I was very surprised. Honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
I was cheating. Yeah, sorry for that. What are you thinking about this program, DC? www.ready.com, our DeFiChain. Okay, guys, next question.
We cannot answer it. I have not in mind.
No idea what this is. Okay. Good. What happened to the exploit on
That's
dBTC? Has
the
the
same question as the
culprit?
first
Okay,
one.
next question. Next question. With the current DFI price, is it almost impossible for an average investor to create a masternode? Okay. Any chance to decrease the DFI needed to create a masternode in the future? Thanks, DC.
Any chance? Yes. Someone has to put DFIP for a voting round, and if the masternodes voted with yes, then it will be reduced, the collateral for a masternode.
Maybe what's your take on it? Do you think that would be a smart move to do? Is it easy to do?
I think, okay, so if DFI price goes up, there will be a point where we have to do it, yeah, because if a masternode is worth $1 million, it's really high. And we reduced it once in the past from, what was it, 1 million to 20K. And it can happen again.
Okay, cool answer. Thanks. Next question. Asked several times, why don't we show the swapping fee on the Light wallet in addition to the transaction fee? This seems to me like not wanting to be transparent. Why is this not being implemented? Guys, excellent question. Very good point. The wallet team is aware of this, and they are looking forward to implement this. All these fees also should be shown on the DeFiScan page, that there's absolute transparency. Also, it's going to be implemented on the Light wallet sooner or later. It's a very good point.
Good. Okay, we have to skip it. A link.
Sorry. Okay. What would have been the effect on DeFiChain if there would be Terra network being connected on MetaChain? Would that have also ripped us into oblivion, DC?
Personal opinion, I think not, because the MetaChain is just the second layer, an EVM layer. If you move DFI from the native blockchain DeFiChain to the EVM layer, then they are locked. You cannot remove something. You cannot hurt the underlying blockchain. I think not. Maybe from the image side, it could damage us if we say here we have DeFi MetaChain, we have Terra integrated.
Interesting question. Interesting add-on question would have been if there would have been a Luna DFI pool pair. What would have happened? That would have had most likely a bigger impact, right?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. It's interesting because with this high inflation of UST, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, we should not think about it.
Next question. Good. Does Cake have the same issue like Coinbase that in case of bankruptcy of customer coins and tokens could belong to?
No questions to Cake because we both are not employed by Cake and we have no insights, so we cannot answer it.
They have a very capable team. Ask this question, please, the Cake guys. Good. Who pays? Who provides the financial resources for the supernode of the mobile Light wallet? Is it decentralized? Who pays, operates? Here it's again. Same question, similar question like before. It's the funding is coming from Birthday Research, and Birthday Research is sponsored by Cake DeFi. So I think
and they put up a CFP in the last voting round and get some DFI. So now they are, or the infrastructure is paid by the community fund.
Absolutely necessary. I think that's a very good point. Why should Cake pay for that? Yeah, we can pay for that self. Okay, cool. Awesome. Good. How does a closed D-token system create value? Every D-token needs to be repaid plus interest, which can only come from existing minted D-token, arbitrage/buy. So you need a continuous influx of D-token.
Okay. System create value.
Interest. Good question.
I think it's a little bit mixed up. So no, So if you mint a D token, you have to pay it back and the interest. So you have to participate on liquidity mining, or you are shorting an asset. That could be also a reason if you say here, for the next couple of days, weeks, I see decreasing prices of an asset. You can mint a token, sell it, and buy it back cheaper. So that is if you mint it. If you just see the D token as a system, we have now just to be invested in assets like on stocks. You're buying it, hold it, and paying back. And also the option trading will come and create a kind of value. So value is the usage or the usability is one factor of it, and it will be increased. Yeah.
Absolutely. Maybe the question is also pointing in that direction, that you create it in a loan and then have to pay it back. So there are no D tokens, but like you described very excellently, people sell them. Not everybody is paying them back. So there's a constant flow on D token. Yeah. Sooner or later, they have to be paid back. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Good question. Why is RPI of stock tokens falling so hard, DC? What have you done?
What have you done? Nothing. So two factors. One is the number of liquidity tokens. So if capital flows in, then the rewards are distributed to more providers and goes down. And second factor in the short term will be the DeFi price, because the rewards are mainly paid in DeFi. So if you invest $1,000 in D tokens and you're paid by DeFi, and DeFi falls more than your asset, the RPR rate goes down, because RPR is calculated in dollar. So dollar rewards and related to the investment in dollar.
Okay, understood. Next one. Where can we find the list of top wallets holding DFI? The link is DeFiChain Analytics website has stopped working, so the rich list is gone.
The rich list is gone. In the background, they are working on a new one, the core developer team, and there is this alternative block explorer, crypto ID. I have to search for the link, and they have a rich list, and I'm using this rich list to read out how many DeFi are on addresses in masternodes and so on. So if you're interested in search for a CFP some months ago, they got also some DeFi for their alternative block explorer.
Okay, cool. Next one.
Okay, and that was answered.
In case something with DFI or DUSD went wrong, or my dETH and dBTC, are my dETH and dBTC still safe on the Light wallet? Very good question. I like that one.
And I have to split the answer. So the Ethereum, there we have the collateral on the Ethereum blockchain, and if you withdraw it through Cake, you will get the Ethereum on Ethereum blockchain. In the case of dBTC, we had this exploit, so the baking is not 100%. We have this CFP, so we said we use some DeFi from community fund to create the value for the missing BTC on Bitcoin blockchain. And if now DeFi goes to zero, then this will not work. So it's a very special case, but for the complete picture, we should mention that in this case, we have a problem. If the blockchain has an issue, not DeFi, DUSD, so if there's no block minting, then your coins are also locked on the Light wallet, and you cannot transfer it because you need transactions on DeFiChain to move tokens.
Okay, cool. Okay, HKCM Chartanalyse betreibt Kurspflege. Warum ist der Chart so ungewöhnlich? Okay, so I saw the video today. So there's this YouTube channel, and they do a ticker voting. So they actually say what altcoin should be added to their portfolio. So they make a big fuss out of that. A lot of people participate. Community was very active. We got voted by far #1 coin. Today they did a chart analysis. The chart analysis was unfortunately a little bit a joke. I think the guys they've been quite fair, but I was really wondering. So they say they do a chart analysis, right? And you see a lot of spikes. And they said, we've never seen a chart like this. Then I was just looking, if you look at the Tether USDC chart on KuCoin, this has also these spikes. This is just a sign of low liquidity on exchange. This is where the spikes come from. They said, is this the new Terra Luna? Look at this. The chart looks crazy. I mean, if they are chart specialists, they should understand that low liquidity causes these spikes on these candles, like that they've got these wicks. And that's the biggest problem. And I think that's where they haven't done their homework. So calling themselves like the real specialist, I doubt it. It's a shame that they're not going to list DeFiChain or DFI as altcoin for that reason. I think the reason is pretty poor. So maybe there could be a second round, but whatever. Yeah, that's the story behind it, I think.
I think enough.
Yeah. Good. Will there be a D-Euro at any point in time, DC?
Maybe, yeah, if someone creates this ticker. So we need a price feed, I think, for DFI in euro, and then you can set up a pool or euro in US dollar price feed, and then you can set up. But the question is, what is the value, or why should we need it in the system?
Another thing what I want to answer to the question before that was really weird. They looked at the US dollar chart and not against Bitcoin. And they said, oh, there's no improvement in price. There's no improvement in price. So the nice rally that we had against Bitcoin, they didn't even look at. So that was the second point where I thought. But yeah, I just read in the chat, want to come back, Manu Heis made a very good video about that, answering this analysis. So check that out. I haven't seen that yet. I just saw it in the chat. Cool. Are we growing fast enough? Our growth has to compensate the increase in rewards. So the question is actually, can we cope with all these, with the inflation, DC? How is that? Are we in danger? Is it going the right way?
I think so. The rewards are going down and the growing is there. So they're both moving in the right direction. I don't really understand the question. So why do we need to grow faster with the block reward reduction over time? Because you need at the beginning a lot of persons.
I think DC what he maybe thinks is, if the price is so much higher, a reduction in block rewards doesn't matter so much because you still get quite a nice dollar value for rewards. That could be the thought process, maybe.
Maybe also get people attracted on DeFi chain with the high block rewards means high liquidity mining rewards is also a factor. And I think with the upcoming features and the usage of the blockchain, we have a key point there and can attract new people even with lower rewards. If you can say here, you can do option trading, DeFi meta chain, we connect everything in DeFi space. So I'm not worried about.
Okay, cool. Next one. So we are 35 minutes in. How many questions have we done already?
30. I don't know. 31 are left.
Okay, good. So let's speed up. I have a question regarding the USDC and DUSDT wrapper coins. Are they hard linked with USDC and USDT respectively, or algorithmic stablecoin like DUSD?
Right. There are tokens on the Ethereum blockchain, USDC and USDT. They are there as a collateral for every minted DUSDC and DUSDT on DeFi chain.
One and one, right?
Yeah, 1 and 1.
Cool. Next one.
Good.
Will there be a simple Ocean software that everybody can run like at home, like their full node, and connect the Light wallet to it?
Good question. Do you know something? Other plans? I don't know.
I think this comes back to the Ocean API server that is discussed that everybody can run it. So I think sooner or later there's gonna be like kind
Yeah.
of something.
But
Maybe not for everyone, but for
yeah.
somebody who is knowledgeable.
But
Yes.
that's a step ahead. Yeah, that means you're not running it on AWS. You are using a full node, and then you say here, that's the interface to my light wallet. Maybe later on, if there are good developers out there who can program it, do it, make a CFP, get some DFI, get funded for it. I think every masternode will vote for it if it works, because it makes it really decentralized. Good. Next one. Who has access to the private? Okay. Forget it.
Cake question. Next one.
No.
What about okay?
Okay.
What about
dBTC
dBTC explode? Okay, now it's the exploit, not the explode. So I hope the exploiter explodes one day when we catch him. Okay, next one. Is DeFiChain doing justice to the DeFi? That's a good one. Is DeFiChain doing justice to the DeFi for Bitcoin slogan? Do you think it should do more? If so, what? Do you think we should maybe change the slogan?
Good question. I have not thought about it so far.
So
Do you
I
have
think,
an opinion?
yeah, I think we do it justice. So where are we coming from? We are coming from Bitcoin Code. It's a non-Turing complete blockchain. So in some way, the narrative is still up and running. Could we do more? I think we can always do more. I think we can always promote the whole thing better. I think the link to Bitcoin could be stronger. I mean, it's pretty hard. The Bitcoin maximalists are not really letting anything so close to their holy Bitcoin. But I think DeFi, DFI is a really nice addition as an altcoin to Bitcoin. But yeah, it's always this problem. I think we shouldn't change the slogan. I think it's still alive and it's valid.
Maybe we need an additional slogan for DeFi MetaChain if it is running.
Yeah.
But good.
Good question. Concerning the token DC, how will the price and token count effects for corporate actions such as stock split, reverse stock split, how will this be handled?
Right, there is an upcoming node release and hard fork. I have not a current date in mind. This week, next week, node release. And then they have an algorithm to do a kind of stock split on DeFiChain. They mentioned it in last
Tech Talk, right?
talk. Yeah, so they will remove the old coins and give you new ones with the correct ratio, setting up a new pool. So they are doing a kind of stock split.
Cool. Next one. Are we growing fast enough for offset diminishing rewards? Are we okay? I think this is more or less the same question. I think we can skip that. Good question, but same question. In the last couple of days, there was a strong correlation between the DFI and DUSD chart. Why is there such a strong correlation between both assets?
I think here it's meant between DFI and US dollar. And the strong correlation was because of the big DUSD DFI pool. So if you want to move the price measured in dollar, you have to move the pool. So put in DFI or remove DFI. And the same thing is for Bitcoin. So we have a strong correlation to Bitcoin because here this is the first place pool in the kind of size. And the DUSD one is the second one.
Okay, cool. What is the DFI DUSD pool daily trading volume and how many unbacked DUSD will be burned per month with the 0.5% fee?
I have no numbers currently in mind. You can look on DeFiScan.live. There is a 24-hour trading volume.
That's correct.
Roughly 1 day. And there you can see how many tokens are swapped, measured in dollar. You're searching for it?
Yeah, if I find it. DeFi.
Takes too much time.
Yeah, next one.
We have no time. Okay, next one. You think if we are going into a bear market, you really think DeFiChain survive this and get a new all-time high in the following bull market? From 2017, just BTC and Ether did so. Good question. Nobody knows what's happening in future, but yeah, I think so. Yeah, because the development is still on track. Yeah, we are creating new things here. I mentioned it before. Options trading is coming. DeFi meta chain, and if we implement this, we are bringing more value to the system. Can survive and go out stronger than the other projects. The trick is to survive better than the others, and then you can recover faster.
I mean, it's absolutely true that normally when you see the ranking on these coin aggregators
Yeah.
between the different bull markets, there's a lot of change and a lot of new projects come up. It's super important to stay relevant. And of course, that's a big challenge for us as a DeFi chain community to keep the project going strong, because new narratives are coming up in the next bull market, most likely, right? This time it was NFT, meta chain, Decentraland, and all that stuff. And we don't know what the next trend's gonna be, and we have to play a part in that new trend. So I think it's all up to us to create an ecosystem that stays relevant also for the next narratives and next stories out there. That's gonna be a challenge, that's right. Good. When is it gonna be possible to do a readout of the private key on a Light wallet? Is this even planned? When will the Light wallet be? Okay, yeah.
That's a question.
Why is it always in English? And did you translate it or?
No. It was a German-speaking community member.
Oh wow, that's cool, guys. Thank you so
and
much.
did it in both ways. I have changed nothing. I cannot change the questions.
Cool. Okay, thank you very much.
So currently you only have the 24 words to recover your seed from the Light wallet. If there's a feature planned to read out directly the private key, which is derived from the 24 words, no idea. But you can also calculate it if you're familiar with the algorithms from the 24 words. Maybe create a kind of issue on GitHub, say, here, I want this feature. Maybe the developers are not aware of it, that we need it, because they think the 24 words are enough for recovery.
Okay. Cool. I did my research about the trading volume on the DEX. It was 32 million in the last 24 hours. 32 million US dollar.
So roughly 160,000 DUSD removed, 0.5% swap fee.
Nice. Okay. Next one. Are we actually growing fast enough? Rewards? Okay. Are you going the right way? Shouldn't we heavily invest? Okay, maybe take that one, because shouldn't we heavily invest CFPs into DFI usage, for example, similar to the Congo CFP DC? That's marketing, right? That's marketing and lobbying. I think it's an interesting idea to go more into marketing and not so much into tech. Yeah.
I would say in general, can we do more with the DFI in the community fund? For sure. We need people with good ideas doing something and then set up a CFP. That's the key. Yeah.
And don't be shy. If you develop something great, come and get funding. That's what the fund is there, because I hear stories that people say they don't want to do a CFP because there's a lot of people don't like this idea that people ask for money. No, guys, the funding is there. Do a great project and get funded. That's the idea. That's how we grow. Nobody has to work for free, right? I mean, it's all fine.
Correct. Good.
Who has the private key for the BNB bridge, and what happened if something happens to the creator, Dr. Kagara? Okay, let me take this one, because I had him on the phone today. So the idea is, the bridge is in Dr. Daniel Kagara's, so many Daniels here, so it's in Daniel's hands at the moment. There are a couple of signer nodes who actually kind of control the bridge. These keys are gonna be handed over in the near future to several other parties. So that is not only Dr. Daniel Kagara. If something happens to him, we wish him a long life and hope nothing's gonna happen to him. But this is, of course, the next step that we have to do. The thing was developed by him, and there were a lot of bugs fixed, and it's doing a pretty good job now. But now it's like really making it really decentralized, and that's the next step. At the moment, there are keys. The keys are stored somewhere. They can be retrieved. So the funds would not be lost. There is access, but it's not 100% decentralized yet.
Good. Next one.
Why have the liquidity mining rewards massively decreased? Does it really make sense to introduce more tickers, reducing the rewards in other pools? Would it make sense to vote to remove certain tickers if not used? DC, that's your favorite question, I know.
That's my really favorite question. New pools are not relevant for changing in average the RPR rate or rewards, because we see there's a capital shift from the block from the pools with a low RPR rate to that one with a high. The block rewards are going down because of two aspects. One is because of the block reward reduction every 11 days. 1.6% reduction, and because of new capital inflow. And that's the main driver. And the question is, do we want to grow and get the rewards down, or do we not want to grow and remain the rewards as it is?
Okay, cool. So no fear, new tickers are not stealing your rewards. But a good point could be tickers that are not really used and traded, right, over time. Let's say some tickers are really left behind. That could be a point where we think sooner or later, do we want to remove tickers? But on the other side, they're not really hurting, right? The pool's just gonna be super tiny at the end.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Can there be a simple pool of USD, USDC, and USDT for stablecoin mining without impermanent loss?
That's good from a liquidity miner perspective, for sure. Yeah, getting just rewards. The question is, what's the benefit? You know? Are they used, the pools, or are just used by liquidity providers? So from my point of view, we don't need them, and we should use the block rewards for other pools.
Very good answer. I like your answer, DC. Because this is really something where you see, and no question is a bad question, don't get me wrong. But a lot of people out there, they focus on the rewards for liquidity mining, right? But liquidity mining is only there as a tool to make trading possible. So I think you answered that absolutely fantastic.
Cool.
Good. Okay, this one is not translated, so it's me again. Can you average the impermanent loss? Liquidity mining entrance with 50% of capital with $4 in USD DFI pool, then DFI goes down to 2%. Now liquidity mining entry, blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Answer very simple. The impermanent loss works in both directions. So if the price rechanges minus 10% or plus 10%, you see the same impermanent loss. So you cannot say I got the high and the low and now I'm in between and can leave the system without impermanent loss. Both parts of your investment will have an impermanent loss.
If you leave the system, if you leave the pool, the impermanent loss becomes permanent. If you stay in there and the pool reverses, the impermanent loss is also reversed.
But if you have two positions with $2 and $4, you cannot leave at once without impermanent loss.
That's right.
Okay, next one.
Do you think Binance has some reservation against DFI, as they do not list DFI and also the way they list us on CoinMarketCap, and why? Good question.
Okay, we should separate. CoinMarketCap, I think it's a normal procedure for very small coins. They are in the 200 plus region at the beginning, and with a kind of social sentiment. Yeah, it's posted on Twitter. A lot of people are using it, listed on many exchanges. They will rank the coins correctly. And in the past, DeFiChain was too small. too unknown and not listed on many exchanges. For Binance, I have no real reason. If there are reservations, I think there are technical issues. You have to host own nodes. It's not Ethereum, it's not Binance Smart Chain, where you can easily list an ERC20 token, and the trading volume is very low, so they cannot earn money. So why should they be motivated to list it?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think there's no personal feelings or reservation.
No.
It's just not enough money to be made on DeFi.
Business.
We mentioned this before when there was this chart analysis. Even KuCoin, and KuCoin has quite a nice volume, shows these spikes, right? Nobody's getting rich on DeFi at the moment. I think the DEX is just very strong. That's the downside of the DEX in some way. How can a user access or recover BTC that does not show up in the BTC DeFi wallet?
I think these are the Bitcoins on the Bitcoin blockchain with the old full node wallet. There was an issue, if I remember correctly, and there was a post on Reddit how you can read out the private keys and use other wallets to get access to them. I have not done it. I didn't use the BTC wallet in the DeFi full node wallet, but have a look on Reddit, search for it. A couple of users are facing the issue, and I think that was the solution.
Okay, cool. Will there ever be a feature where you can ask for a sum of, for example, USD and send it to somebody that is near to you or in your address book to receive payments like PayPal? Okay, I get it. So like really like a payment function in the Light wallet. Interesting idea.
A question is it sending DUSD to another Light wallet user? You can just need your address and send it. If here it's meant I want to send DUSD to my mom in euro, so exiting the system, we need a centralized service.
So
maybe DFX can do it.
Yeah, so maybe things you've got two phones, you're close to each other, you can just beam the DUSD over. No, it has to be a transaction on a blockchain, right?
Oh.
And as long as it's a transaction on a blockchain. But DFX is, if you want to cash out, use DFX. Yeah. I don't know. I hope we answered the question in the way you were asking it.
Good. I think that was answered.
Centralized is the project. Okay, we got this. It's interesting. It's similar questions, right? Sometimes.
Yeah.
Concerning de-token, how will price effect of corporate actions such as stocks?
I think that is also doubled.
Yeah. Where's the best place resource to go to get clear and concise information about the development of DeFi meta chain?
I think there's currently no place. Yeah, it's a very, very rare information because it's just in concept phase. The core development team is working on it. I just know the tech talks and the presentations there from Usin, and that's the current state, because nothing is implemented yet there. Yeah, they are doing researches. Maybe later on, after implementation, someone can document how it works and what's the idea behind from the implementation side.
Yep.
Good.
When will the new DSD burn fee mechanism go live? Oh, it should be live, huh?
It should be live in the morning European time zone here. It is live. Yeah, we checked it.
Okay, cool. Can something similar as Terra Luna happen to dBTC since the DFI community fund is backed by dBTC? That's a very difficult question. I mean, they had this reserve, right? The Luna Foundation that was holding dBTC. I mean, all our D tokens and DUSD is backed by
here it's the dBTC. I think the question is going in the direction of the community fund proposal, where we say the unbaked dBTC are baked by DFI. So first you have to remove all Bitcoins from the system which are baked. I don't know the numbers, 2,000 Bitcoins. And if you then remove more, you will kind of mint DeFi because you are releasing them from the community fund to the system, but it's limited. So that would my answer there. Terra Luna was not really limited. The numbers goes up like crazy, inflation, and in our case, the number is limited.
Yeah, they were selling UST and creating creating Luna on the other side, and they minted like insane, like exponentially.
Yeah.
I don't know the numbers, but it went up like by manifold. That's why Luna cannot recover, right? Because the supply is just out of the window.
Okay.
How safe is it to enter the D token system, DC? Do you recommend to move $100,000 brokerage accounts to DeFiChain?
No financial advice.
I knew you would say that.
So it's totally different. Yeah? I would not compare buying a real stock in a broker with buying D token. I would separate it from the investment side, regardless the number of dollar. It's a different kind of asset. We are following the prices. You are more flexible. You can change very fast. You can do liquidity mining. You can do this front running if markets are closed. But from kind of safe, it's still a crypto coin. It's not safe like a stock where the broker has to own it and you can get the stock.
No dividend, right?
No dividend, yeah.
Different story. Okay. DC, we've got 3 minutes. How many questions are left?
6.
Okay, we get this. Come on. What is a good price to buy DUSD? What's a good
every
price?
Below $1.
Exactly.
No, every price below $1 is a good price.
On exchanges, they're trading USDT for hundreds of a dollar. So I mean the price difference. Yeah, every price under $1 is a good price. Next one. Okay. Good. Okay. If I do a short, so I mint D tokens and then I sell them.
Okay, question. You are minting D tokens, you are selling the D tokens for DUSD, and you're putting your DUSD into a vault, and then if you're liquidated, you are losing more. Yeah, that's correct. Because if you put back something into your vault, it's a kind of leverage. I explained it with DFI. Yeah, you can mint DUSD, you can buy DFI, put it back, and then you do it in a kind of loop. So you're leveraging your DFI position. If you are putting back DUSD into your vault, you are leveraging US dollar or DUSD. So I don't know why you should do it, but it's a kind of leverage, and leverage has higher risks.
Absolutely. Good. Next one, we're getting closer. What are the issues that could enable customers to withdraw funds via banks directly on Cake? Okay, it's a Cake question, right? Okay, next one.
Yeah.
How decentralized is DeFi?
It was also answered.
Okay, good fast.
2 left.
When a stock split happens, Amazon, can I let my D token at weekly time in liquidity mining, or do I have to hold them alone in the wallet?
You can let them in liquidity mining. The pool is removed and the new one is set up with the right stock split ratio.
Okay, come on, we get there.
Yeah.
Can I use desktop wallet and mobile wallet with the same address? If so, how?
No, you cannot use it. The derivation path is different. So from the 24 words, how the private key is derived is different between desktop, full node wallet and mobile wallet.
Good. Status of
no, that's the first answered. We are completely looped.
We did it under 1 hour.
In time.
Wow, okay,
Great.
I go home. Good night. See you later.
Yeah, cool.
That was
I think
good.
There were a couple of interesting questions.
That was
good. Maybe one.
Have this been all questions?
Yeah, 63 questions.
Oh wow, cool. Hey, thanks everybody so much for submitting questions. I really highly appreciate it. Our short question and answer session is sometimes lacking questions, especially in the English one, because we don't have so many viewers. Good idea, DC.
Yeah.
was worth
And
staying up.
if we want to see another episode, we need 500 likes, right?
I absolutely agree to that. We need 500 likes. We've got 50 already. So hopefully
And
tomorrow a couple of people are
and
gonna watch it.
also for everyone, you saw how it works.
Yeah.
Use Mentimeter, put their questions. If there's another episode, vote. If we are facing 200 questions, then it will not be possible to answer all in 1 hour. So just the first one will be answered, and it's in your hand. And we try our best to answer them.
Maybe give
It worked.
DC, what do you think about so no, you said 500 upvotes would mean anyway people want to see it again. Guys, but also give us feedback. Did you like the format? Do you think it's worth watching? I mean, it's an hour of your time, it's an hour of our time. Yeah, we want to do it if you like it. If you guys are interested, then we are very happy. We have a couple of nice comments. Good job, guys, and whatever. We're gonna read all of the comments later. But yeah,
No time.
no time. DC, thanks for the idea. It was really
Thanks for joining. I think together we made it. Alone, it's really hard.
60 and 60. I didn't think we're gonna get through all of the questions tonight.
Yeah, and there were tricky ones. We don't know everything in DeFiChain universe, but maybe it helps the one or other out there to learn something.
Exactly,
And
guys.
that's the benefit.
Guys, we don't know everything. I mean, DC knows a lot. You've seen that. But we don't know everything. We are just members of the community. So we also maybe might sometimes don't get it 100% right. So please don't take it to the bank. We try our best there. But it's no financial advice, no investment advice. And always check your resources. We might get it wrong. And if we get it wrong, let us know. We also can learn every day, I guess. Otherwise...
Okay. Then I would say, 3 o'clock in your time zone, very late. You have to go to bed.
Thanks, DC.
Everyone.
It was fun.
Thanks for joining. Thanks for hosting. Thanks, everyone out there putting questions up, watching live, watching later. And see you next week. News show.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.